disappointing to see what politics has become in this moment, to have to deal with regular death threats where I'm told that someone is going to blow up my car and is going to kill me and my family and the people that I love.
Is he talking about being a black conservative? Is that what he's talking about? Or he's just talking about being a Muslim? Which one is it?
I mean, we know which one this is.
All right.
I mean, frankly, it's like, okay, you disagree with his policies, Why is it that the number one line of attack against him on the right is that he's Muslim?
I don't know if that is number one attack, Abby. I mean, I think.
And I really wish Scott Jennings was on here, though. That's such a loaded question with Abby Phillips. Abby Phillips is supposed to be a journalist, and she loaded up that question to insinuate that, you know, all of people on the right or that are not liberals or progressive lunatics, they're responsible for any of these conversations, these attacks on Zohan. Like, look, I get it. Nobody wants these trolls. Nobody wants to, get these types of threats, especially to your family. But at the end of the day, you get into politics, that's just the nature of the beast. I'm not saying it's right, but if you guys don't want it, then you better learn how to get a thicker skin or figure out a way to change the laws. And I'm not for censorship.
You know what kills me about Abby? This is supposed to be she's supposed to be moderating.
Yeah.
And you're not moderating when you're giving your opinions and you're asking loaded and leading questions. And she does that so much.
Yeah.
She does.
Yep.
In our conversation tonight, we've been focused pretty much on the policy.
I mean, you have. I'm not talking about you. Look, you're invited to
He
the
already
table. I'm
knows.
talking about the people who, as we just showed, that is what they say. He's a Muslim. He's an immigrant. This is what makes him unacceptable.
I'm not going to sit here and condone it, Abby. I think the reality, though, is
condemn it.
Yeah, sure. But I think there's performative artists on both sides, in both sides of politics today.
You know what's funny about that? They always ask the conservative, do you condone or do you condemn January 6th? Do you condemn these Zohan, Zahir, whatever his name is? Do you condemn those attacks? Do you condemn whatever nonsense there to come out? Like, there's so very, very few and far between. Like, you have to really go back to January 6th. But none of these, and the Republicans have to do a better job of this. They have to start pushing back on these progressives, these liberals, Democrats in general. Hey, do you condemn the Tesla attacks? Do you condemn the Hamas protests? Do you condemn the BLM protests, the Summer of Love? Like, there's a whole list of those things, and that's in the last 3 to 4 years. Like, people have been injured, property damage. I mean, we just had the No King's Day. Do they condemn that? I didn't hear nobody else asking, or Republicans really pushing back on that question. But obviously, Abby Phillips didn't even present that question to them.
Yeah. All right. So here's my thing, right? So he's the mayor of New York. It's already happened.
Well,
we're talking about somebody.
He hasn't won yet. He just got the primary nomination.
He's predicted to win. He's projected to win in almost every significant poll. So at this point, I'm treating it like it's like he's taking a victory lap already.
Yeah.
He's a 9/11 apologist. He supports safe injection zones. He wants to defund and defund the police and decriminalize a lot of things. I have concerns with him without even getting to his faith. I don't even know why his faith came up. You can easily chop him down on policies alone.
Yeah, he's a socialist Muslim.
Yeah. This is New York, man. New York, they want what they want. Nothing you can really do. I went there and I just was baffled. Earlier this year, I went there for the first time, and the amount of taxes they pay.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
Which he wants to increase.
Yeah, he wants to. 50 Cent said he would give him $250,000 right now to go away. Just go away.
Yeah.
He tried to reach out for him to get an endorsement or something, but yeah, this dude is off base to me.
Yeah. No, it's wild that this, you would think this would be the most craziest thing in this video, but it's not.
And as intolerable as some of the rhetoric is, the reality is that the last 2 assassination attempts on Donald Trump were from leftists.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about
Assassination
Trump.
on Brett Kavanaugh is from leftists. So we condemn the rhetoric on the right, but it seems like it's always focused on the right.
And yeah, and one more thing, or two more things. The lefts, they supported the United Healthcare CEO getting deleted, and then the people at they weren't Jewish, they were at the Jewish embassy, and they got deleted by that one guy who was a leftist. Oh, and then we just had the other Tim Walz appointee who deleted those politicians. Those are all leftists. Do they condemn that?
Let's not forget our what's her name, Ilhan Omar. She trashes
America
and American culture almost daily at this point.
Yep.
And actually not focus on the actions on the left.
Yo, 2 elected officials in Minnesota were killed. They were Democrats. That wasn't an assassination attempt. They were killed.
They were killed. And
hold on, let me finish.
Question about the motive of the person who did it.
These were 2 Democratic elected officials in Minnesota who were killed. The Tree of Life synagogue shooting, killed. Christchurch, New Zealand, slaughtered. AME Church in South Carolina, on and on and on. This is America.
Catholic
and the problem is we are not dealing with America's original sin and its disease of hate and racism towards Black and brown people and sexism towards women and anti-LGBTQ sentiment. We are not dealing with that.
Man, the Black community is fucking cooked. Jamaal Bowman lost his seat by Democrats. The Democrats ousted Jamaal Bowman because he was too pro Palestine. The Palestine protests where they destroyed those college campuses, Columbia, for example, he was too pro Palestine and they got him up out the paint. They're like, no, you gotta get out of here. This is what the Democrats did. And so I'm seeing so many the Black Democrats, they're not pro-Blacks, they're Democrats, they're pro-Democrat. And then the Black people, like when I looked at that's that New York mayor, the Muslim mayor, he actually, when he did that video on the Breakfast Club, I looked at the comments. The video was trash, obviously, because, you know, the Breakfast Club, they always pull their punches when they talk to a Democrat. But I looked at the comments, and the majority of their audience is Black. So many Black people are on board with this nonsense. This guy is bad for everybody, and specifically Black people. And Jamaal Bowman doesn't help. Jamaal Bowman gets on here, pushes out this rhetoric like, you don't think white Democrats have been good for Black people, or at least been good for the Democratic Party? Like, what is he thinking? What is he saying? So the party of the KKK was started by the Democrats. Redlining was because of the Democrats. Slavery was because of the Democrats.
When people make statements like this about this continued hatred of Black and brown people, what do you want? Like, what would make you happy enough to stop talking about this subject? Because It's probably something that doesn't make any sense. Don't sit here and tell me that DEI is the solution. We've already proven that benefited white women more than anybody else, and non-binaries and LGBT folks. It's not DEI. Are you saying you want reparations? Guess what? You're not going to get it. All the steps that you have to take to get it done, it's not going to happen. Matter of fact, your own party in 2 different states crushed reparations movements in Maryland and California. Those were Democrats that crushed those movements. Yep. So what do you want? What are you asking for? Captain Samuels used to always say, the world does not owe you understanding. I don't look at people who are not Black and expect them to understand my struggles and my battles. I don't expect them to. Right. I don't even expect you to celebrate Juneteenth if you're not Black. So why are you so concerned with people who don't look like you and don't have your same cultural background accepting you? What is it that you really want? Do you just want a hug? This is crazy to me. And ever since I started thinking for myself and I distanced myself from ideologies like this, it's been so freeing, TR. Like, I don't want to sit because I respect everything my ancestors did before me, and I'm going to keep on building it off of the foundation they laid. But I'm not about to sit here and have a pity party because you perceive that somebody doesn't like you. It's silly.
Yeah, the victimhood is unfortunately very profitable nowadays.
I really want to ask this guy what he wants. What do you want to make you stop saying that statement? I'm curious.
Right.
Your colleagues in the Republican Party do not hold each other accountable when it comes to the racism that comes from the party on a consistent basis.
Congressman, I mean, where are you on?
You can't be calm about this. I'm a black man in America. The reason why heart disease.
I'm white. I can't comment.
Listen to what I'm saying. The reason why heart
disease
disease and
he's about to blame somebody else for us being the least healthy race. This is exactly what he's about to do. Heart disease and obesity. Heart disease and obesity. 9 times out of 10, it's a choice. It's not genetic. It's not because you had kids 5 years ago. It's because you wanted to eat an extra meal and you don't want to go to the gym. Right. You would rather focus on things outside of the gym or martial arts or yoga or just going for a walk around your block. These are all personal choices. We are the least healthiest race, and I'm here to tell you it is nobody's fault but our own.
Yeah.
Period.
Cancer and obesity and diabetes are bigger in the black community is because of the stress we carry from having to deal with being called the N-word directly or indirectly every day. If your colleagues would listen and try to learn and engage and grow and stop being so hateful, we could have a better country.
Jamaal,
but unfortunately, we're still here.
Jamaal,
it's coming from one.
Jamaal, I feel your passion and I understand where you're coming from. Sincerely, I really, really do. It happens on both sides, Jamaal. You might think it happens more on your side. Jamaal, when I leave the show,
this.
See my Twitter feed.
I got a question for you, Jamaal. Hold on, pause again. I grew up Baptist, TR. What do you think we ate after church every single Sunday? Do you think we had one healthy option besides collard greens?
Maybe the water.
Maybe some green beans. No, it was all macaroni and cheese and fried chicken and ham. Come on, man.
Yeah.
We made these choices. Stop it.
Yeah, and I think that's all we need from Jamaal. Unfortunately, this is the victimhood Olympics. It's profitable. What I've noticed with Abby Phillips is that she brings over Jamaal, she brings over I'm blanking on her name. What's the chick that used to work at ESPN, got fired? Black chick, super opinionated, super pro-black, man hater.
Jemele Hill.
Jemele Hill, thank you. I don't know why I blanked on that, but she's been bringing over Jemele Hill, and they bring him on there to do battle with Scott Jennings. But Scott Jennings wasn't there tonight. Some of these folks, look, you got to have, when you bring on Jamaal or, Jemele Hill or Joy Reid, you got to have the right person on there to battle with them. And unfortunately, Scott can't be on there every single time, though. But CNN, if you want that, you want Abby Phillips' show to grow, because it's not growing because of Abby Phillips, it's growing because of Scott Jennings. You need to bring in somebody else, though, because Jamaal Bowman should never been able to get this. Like, everything he said was already BS. But all the white guys, all they can do is just smile and try to work with him. Like, hey, Jamaal, hey there, buddy. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like, they're trying to take this beta high road, and it's making him look extremely weak. Like, and I know most people probably would go after him, but you gotta fight common sense with common, he's crazy, but you got to throw it back at him almost at the same level, and you got to make sure you got to force Abby Phillips's hand, because it's like, what? Or actually, you know what it is? They got to bring on a black conservative. They need to bring on Byron Donalds. That's who they should have brought on there, and had them duke it out, though, because Byron Donalds is very opinionated. He is not in the victimhood Olympics, and he does not try to say like, hey, because of what people said to me, it hurt my feelings, and I couldn't move forward in life. Byron Donalds has done pretty well for himself, and maybe he'll be the new governor in Florida.
And I have to acknowledge the sensitive black people in the room, because at some point you're going to hear this. I need you to understand, I'm going to say this again. We have everything we need right now to be great in this country. Every single thing. We just need to fix our families, start focusing on group economics. And if you think they hate you as much as you say they do, build something yourself.
Yeah. Honestly, though, this is going to be a wild take, though, but when it comes to the black community, and then also really Democrats, because they're kind of all over the place as well too. But it kind of reminds me of Israel and Israel and Iran or Iraq, because they're all trying to be the loudest in the room. They're trying to destroy each other. And really, they don't even need to do anything like that. I know they're fighting over the Holy Land, and I get all of that. But until they have everything they need to do, they can get along together. They just refuse to get along together. They want to fight this out. And that's what the Democrats do. They just want to fight Donald Trump. And then after you remove Trump from the equation, they fight amongst themselves. They still fighting. That's the crazy part. The again, the black community getting on or supporting Zoran. I don't know if there's ever been a Muslim candidate that a lot of black people got behind, but the Democrats did such a poor job of running a candidate, and they actually have a black mayor right now, which is baffling to me that they want to get rid of their only black mayor. Or actually, I don't think he's the only.
Because he dared agree with Trump on a few things. That's why.
Yeah, mainly because of the illegal immigration issue. That's really what it was. He didn't do anything else other than that, than the illegals. But they did everything they could. They tried to put that man behind bars. They ran they tried to get him convicted on some, and maybe he did do it, but all I know is that those charges went away once he started cooperating. And so sometimes politics, that is what happens. But at the end of the day, I'm surprised that black people are on board with this. I'm surprised that white people are on board with this. I'm surprised the Jewish community is on board with this. Like this. I'm just saying, there's just to be some questions on this guy's character, who just showed up out of nowhere and who said some extremist things in the past, but nobody wants to have that conversation. Nobody wants to everybody thinks that this guy is going to be okay, and he really isn't. Like, this is bad all the way around. And for them to have all these, these ex-congressmen come out here and shield for the mayor is baffling to me. And also, it limits the conversation too. When you start playing this race card and everything, nobody can have the conversation. It's like when you say God and everything, nobody can have the conversation with you, because what's above that? And if you try to go against it, you look like a heathen or a racist.
One thing in the video we didn't get to that they were going to eventually talk about it is the Islamophobia. I just want to comment on that.
Oh, how far is that? Do you know?
I don't think we're going to have time to get to it. But I just want to call this out real quick. Tommy Robinson, if you're not familiar with him, I would do a quick search on him. He did an interview with PBD about 2 weeks ago, but he's been everywhere.
Yeah.
He called a lot of the things that are happening in the UK when they started having an influx of immigrants from countries that were Arab/Muslims, right? And understanding every group of people has great people and it has evil people, but the problem often is the ones who are evil typically are the ones with the loudest voices. If you listen to his stories and testimonies of people, because he used to be a reporter before the UK stripped him of all his titles and kicked him out. But they're seriously, they're attacking free speech over there. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. No, I know that you get arrested for saying some crazy stuff now.
Yeah, but he has so many stories and testimonials of women who there was a young 15-year-old girl who was branded for wearing an unapproved outfit. There's prostitution and pimping and non-consensual things. And it came along with some of those evil people that came along with some of the good ones, right?
Yeah.
So when he started calling all of this out, what do you think the liberals did? They right away accused him of being a racist and tried to take credibility away from him, because if somebody calls you racist, people tend to believe it without doing the research.
Oh yeah, yeah, no evidence. It's like the Salem witch trial. Like, you're a witch, yeah, you're a racist, like, because you're white. That's it.
It's almost like the Me Too movement as well, and there were a lot of those people that, don't get me started on that. But anyway, look into some of his stories and some of the people that have testified that he is telling the truth, and you'll see, man, you really have to be mindful of when you bringing in other cultures into your country, because you have to acclimate to a degree, particularly legally. You have to acclimate. There are laws for a reason. So when you're openly ignoring those laws to enforce yours that go against the country's laws, you have a problem, and that's something that needs to be considered when you're welcoming people to your country. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, facts. So all right, you got one more topic, MC?
Yeah, let's do one more.